Well, hi everyone. We are here. Look at the whole crew is here. Well, most of the crew. I'm sure we'll have some stragglers come staggering in here in a little bit. But I hope you are doing well. I'm having a great time, I must say. Getting a little rain, a little bit warmer weather though. I think we're almost creeping up on spring here. I think we're going to be changing the clocks. We do that here. It's a tradition.
Yeah,
Is that this coming weekend, Tim?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Yeah, this weekend.
I think this weekend.
Yeah.
Spring forward. It'll be awesome. Looking forward to spring. I like it.
More daylight.
Yeah.
Means more mosquitoes too. Damn it.
More mosquitoes. That's awesome.
Yeah. But you guys are on the coast. You guys only have mosquitoes, huh?
We really don't have one. We hardly have.
You don't have bugs, huh? Yeah. Yeah, one thing I noticed that when I go to San Francisco sometimes that there's never screens on windows. I'm like, why? And so I asked, and it's because there's no bugs in San Francisco. They're not around. I guess because of the weather. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny. It's like I was doing some work for some folks down in Carmel, not far from where Tim's hangs out over there. But anyway, their main house is in San Francisco. And so, it's funny if you talk to people who live in San Francisco and you're like, say anything about San Francisco, they get really kind of defensive. because San Francisco is really, not like what it used to be. And yeah, they get kind of defensive about it.
So when you call it Frisco.
Frisco.
Don't call it Frisco.
I was saying something like, it's kind of a tough place to live, isn't it? And I was thinking really more along the lines of like parking, expense. It's like one of the most expensive places in the world to live. But they're all like, "Oh, what do you mean?" It's pretty funny.
One of the most beautiful places though to visit.
Yeah, but anyway,
well, I don't know about.
Yeah, but Brad and Christina, I think, are on the road. They've been at the glass get together thing. What in where is that at? Tennessee or something?
Nashville.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Nashville.
My dad literally just dropped me off. So he's on the road. I just got home, walked in the door, haven't even said hi to my husband. But hi, guys.
She says hi to us before she does to her husband.
I know. I guess
that's how we rank.
Feels special.
What can I say? It was great. GPAD was great. We were in over our heads. Everyone knows everything so much more than we do. There's so much to know in this industry, and I learned so much. Yeah, the end. It was mostly about fabrication, which we do not do.
Yeah.
But it was really nice to be there.
It's like the more you learn, the more you realize how much you have to learn, right?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
Well, it was cool. We had our weekly Tuesday morning board meeting, I guess. And these guys were on the road. They were like literally on the road, phoning it in from a highway. It was pretty cool.
Sorry about that. Thank you for your patience.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, I guess the co-op update, now's the time for that. This week was, still going through bylaws. We're at the legal part of the bylaws, so we're reading through legalese, and it's been slow going and boring. It has to be done, and we're trying to, make sure we are getting all the right things in place and protecting the co-op from anything that could happen. And we talked to enough people, and we've all been in business long enough to know things can happen. And so we're just doing our due diligence up front. Hopefully next week, though, we have quite an agenda planned for next week. So I'm thinking that we'll have a much bigger update for next week's call. We'll be looking at the tail end of the legal parts of the bylaws. We're going to be looking at our social media platforms and making sure that our messaging is uniform across social media platforms, and go ahead and get that launched. I know Rob Gomez has done a lot of work on the website, showerdoorprofessionals.com. Rolls right off the tongue, quick and easy.
I like it.
Yeah. Is it showerdoorprofessionalscoop.com or just showerdoorprofessionals?
Showerdoorprofessionals.com.
Perfect. And you heard it here first. And what else did we say we're going to do? We're going to go over some like a schedule timeline of some of our
Kind of like some benchmarks sort of a thing. Yeah.
Thank you. It's been a long day.
I'll bet.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll have like essentially a Gantt chart or like a waterfall chart and go over some benchmarks of things and some phases of the co-op that we want to reach and how to roll it out quickly, effectively, and give the most value to people up front. So that's what we're working towards, and I think that just about covers it.
I think so. Thanks, Christina. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Awesome.
I'm going to say hi to my husband now, but I'm here listening.
Good idea. Good idea. Right on. Cool. So how you guys doing? What's new and exciting out there? What did I miss?
If no one has anything else, I have a really dumb question. I might as well ask you guys.
I love dumb questions.
So we have a customer who just came back from, I don't know, down under somewhere, either New Zealand or Australia. She says, you guys are really behind because I saw the coolest glass there. I saw this glass wall, and then there was a door, and when you open the door, then it covered the shower, but when you close the door, then it covered the water closet. And so I'm looking for a hinge that, well, you can't see my hand, looking for a hinge where I got my glass here and it can line up here or it can line up here. The thing is, I start looking at a 90-degree hinge, and as I turn it, or as I open it, now I've got, like an inch of gap because of the pivot point. I use pivot hinges, and I've got more like a 2-inch gap. I was looking at some of the new, like the Luganos and the Como hinges. Anybody have any ideas of a way for a door to serve the purpose of being a door while it's, straight, and then also is a door at 90 degrees?
Do they also coat both sides of the glass?
Sure. We have the Diamond Fusion fuse cube, so we always coat both sides.
Okay, just wondering. There was a hinge that we used for a 360 revolving door. It was a Belgian made one. I'm just trying to think if that would work in that application. You've still got that pivot point. What's the divider between the shower and the water closet? Just a piece of glass?
Yeah. They haven't built it yet, so it could be a wall if it needed to be a wall, or it could be glass. She's pretty open as long as she can get that door to kind of serve both.
Well, if you want to swing it, or you could slide it and do it like a Laguna bar all the way across and use the panel just to continue sliding on the bar. So it'd be in the toilet in one direction and the other side of the shower.
The showers aren't next to each other like this. The showers are like offset, so like 90 degrees.
Oh, the showers are 90.
Yeah, so
Okay.
it seems like you can just have it pivot. I mean, if they're laid out like that, it would be simple. Just have it, when it's in this position, it's closing that, and when it's in that position, it's closing that. Piece of cake.
Yeah, The thing is, imagine you're looking at a standard shower and now you pivot it 90 degrees. You've got that gap in between. It's going to
Yeah.
be like offset to your wall.
Yeah,
It's not going to be straight. That's the piece that gets weird
Right?
looking.
Unless they just build a wall like that on the water closet offset.
Right, right. We could have it be like an inch over.
Exactly. I mean, if
It's
you're,
just kind of weird.
yeah, if you haven't built it yet, you can do whatever you want.
did she take a did she take a picture of it down there?
No, no.
Can she
Not,
get it?
not
Is
a
there,
good one. Like she's got a room picture, but nothing that shows me like what kind of a hinge is doing it.
do they have a friend, a relative, a housekeeper, or somebody down there that could take a video for you?
I don't know. I can check closer on exactly where I got the idea it was like an Airbnb.
Yeah, so she can get a hold of the owner or somebody to take
Yeah.
a video.
Where way back there, Flurco, before they, right now all of their products are just kind of, uh products. They used to have some hinges that they would offer, and they were some different hinges, and there was one that did something like this years and years ago, but they've since stopped doing that and really focused on their packaged products.
Yeah. I mean, in 30 some odd years of doing this, I haven't had that application once, so I can't imagine a manufacturer making a lot of those hinges.
Right.
Right.
Unless it's a hinge that could be used for something else. I'm just trying to think what else they would use it for.
Mm.
It's an odd application for sure.
Mhm.
You never know. I mean, it could be. I was trying to figure out, we work with a metal fabricator sometimes, and maybe there's some sort of a metal, like I picture like a piano hinge style
Yeah.
that he could create. And yeah, I don't know. It could be something that was just totally custom made.
You know what's cool? I've been looking at those. Want to try out those Bellagio hinges. Has anybody tried those out yet? Those new Bellagio hinges from CRL. FHC also has a similar product, the different name. Anyway, they're oversized. They're oversized hinges. They're rated for like up to like 39-inch door, but they're actually smaller than Vienna's. And they have a cover plate. It's an offset hinge, and so the hardware is hidden. So it's like it's got an offset back plate, put in 3 screws, and then there's a cover that goes over. So a hinge like that would work great in that application because, for one thing, it'll handle a big door. For another thing, no matter what position the door is in, the hardware is hidden.
Yeah, it's still got that pivot point that brings it like an inch out from the inline panel. But actually there's for some reason I brought up Bellagio, and Como came up too.
Mm-hmm.
Como looks like it might open at 180. It's got a closer pivot point. Anyway,
No,
I'll keep searching.
I did a Bellagio.
Yeah, what did you think of that?
They were nice.
They look nice. I'm looking for an opportunity to try them. I see what you mean. Like that Como hinge it has more of a like I don't know, traditional like entry door type offset pivot point like that.
Right. I think
Uh,
that might. I'm looking at the glass to glass one, and that might, maybe.
yeah, that might be something that so I'm just thinking primarily like, how do you hide the hardware when it's in the open position, right? You want the screws in and stuff. And that was a thing that I thought of here, is that it's got that um no exposed hardware, which is kind of cool.
Yeah. This one might. Como might. Anyway,
You know,
just wanted to see if anyone else was less behind, you know, whatever Australia, or were so out of it
I
from
know
what
I'm way behind.
Australia's doing.
Way behind. So Australia's like leading the pack, huh?
I guess she
Has
says,
anyone? No, sorry. I was no. Has anybody seen that video on Instagram of that? It's almost like the barn door style hardware, but it's for like a single door. And instead of sliding sideways, it kind of pivots almost on the track. It goes up against the wall.
It's exactly what I was thinking of for there. Yes, I've seen it. And what a great concept.
Yeah, and we've reached out to them, and I've seen a bunch of comments on that. A few of their posts, and it's like everybody's saying it's basically impossible to get a hold of them, and nobody knows any information other than those handful of videos that they have online. So I don't know if anybody in the group has tried those or has found something similar to that.
Well, I haven't had an application to use it yet, but I like the concept a lot.
I do know what you mean. So that does make sense, Bill. Sorry, I didn't recognize what you're headed towards before. I had a customer, a contractor send that to me, and same thing. I was looking at it to try and figure out what it was. I started wondering if it would even be legal in the US because of the way that it comes into the shower, and we have the, requirement that it open outward for safety. Yeah, but I didn't get any farther on it either.
In this case, Shannon, it's a sliding door, so that law wouldn't apply because it's sliding. The idea is to be able to get at a body if they have a heart attack in there. This wouldn't affect it at all. It's a sliding door that would rotate. So what Sam is saying, it goes parallel with your opening and then turns on a right angle. So the bar is actually bent and it's just kind of following that, and it'll store in tight to the wall inside the shower. It's a really cool concept for tight areas.
Yeah, the one I saw, it was like the opening was kind of oversized. It had to have been at least 38, maybe 40 inches wide. And the bar was actually straight, but it was straight in the front, and then it went up against the return wall, and the hardware basically it like pivots on itself to make the door turn that way. And I was like, wow, that's pretty trick. I was kind of skeptical too, because how well it really seals, because I don't know once it's open or closed, how much movement or how much play you're having on the bottom. I can't imagine you'd have a guide there, so I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. You know how hard it is for us to get tile guys to get the front threshold level and pitched. I can't imagine having to deal with them now to follow that same around for the return side for the door to operate properly.
What's that system called? Who knows? Who makes it? What's it called?
It's like a Facebook and Instagram post. I haven't seen a product name, anything.
It's like a Middle Eastern company, I believe, and I have it. I'm finding it. I'll post it in the chat because I had a contractor send it to me as well. The closest thing I found to it is either like a hydroslide bifold or a clear space, which has now been discontinued from CRL. But even those don't do it justice because it is a separate track on the wall on the inside of the shower, and no system I found has that. And I did actually reach out to them and have not heard anything, but I will post that in the chat. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, the one I was following was, I think they're out of Brazil.
I think we have to be conscientious of their time frame. If you figure out where they are, maybe we need to call it 2 a.m. Just because they're in a different location, it's hard to get to them.
Oh no, I emailed them 2 months ago.
Oh,
yeah.
Then they should have got it. They should have got it by now.
You would think so.
Yeah.
Here it is. I'm pasting the link here. It's an Instagram. So.
All right, let's take a look.
Oh, thank you, Sam, for the shout out Christina and I. Happy to represent.
Absolutely.
Lana's here sometimes too. She doesn't say much, but we do what we can.
Okay, yeah, that's good. It's very interesting. Yeah, is that writing in the chat? That script, is that Middle Eastern font?
No, the script in it is looks like Spanish, and the person who posted it has Arabic in their
Like architecty, intellectual.
yeah, their caption underneath that is in Arabic. So I'm not
That's-
really sure. But if you go into the comments, there are a lot of people asking about it. Let's see. We're in Italy, we're in Croatia. Who's tried to buy this? Where can I order this? Blah, 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 blah.
So we don't know anything about the thickness of the glass? Is it a KT or are you buying the whole thing?
I
I'm sure you
mean,
can
at
just buy
my
them
filter, you're
online.
asking questions 10 paces down the line. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see a bottom track on that sidewall.
No, I think you're right. It's like a barn door that swivels, basically. So it's like a roller. So
Yeah,
they swivel.
I'm just trying
Looks
to
like-
see.
Looks
What
like
was-
Laguna rollers. You know how they hang
Yeah.
like
yeah,
a Laguna?
Just don't know, when you get it parallel to the side wall, what keeps the bottom from just swinging in and out?
There's a track at the bottom.
Is there? I don't see
Yeah,
it.
here, let me do that. Let me share it again.
I'm saying when he goes
Oh,
against
just
the dark color
one
wall.
corner. One corner is on the track. The other corner
Yeah,
does like it would have the ability to kind of
I
wobble.
see it.
Track.
yeah. I mean, that's something that's going to be hard to sell to people too, is like all those tracks, all that metal. I mean, people aren't
Yeah.
into that much. I mean, it's cool and everything, and in a pinch, it would probably work, to get you out of a jam or something.
Might be a handicap situation where you need that width and you can't swing a door out.
Yeah,
That
but I
would-
mean, it doesn't meet code. I mean, is it
It's-
going to,
No,
I
that
mean,
wouldn't
like-
be,
right? Because even though it does slide, it still does swing in, sort of.
right, doesn't give you a 36 clear opening all the way. When it's part way, you have a diagonal there, you don't have 36.
Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder.
Looks like you gotta have a deep shower for that. They're
Yeah.
pretty deep.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't think that would work, because if someone inside that shower passed out and falls up against that glass, they're not gonna be able to open it on them.
Nope.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Looks like one of those showers that'll explode in the middle of the night.
Hmm.
It's clever
And
though.
who's posting these videos and then not giving you information on where to buy it? What's the point?
Honestly, it looks like a Home Depot and Lowe's kind of crap they sell over there.
Yeah, that's your answer for all of them. I saw you post on another guy's last week.
It does. Most of them do. Like when you see a slider where they have overlap, it was like 3 inches. That's a Home Depot product. There's no
Yeah.
way. I mean, God, really?
Yeah, but the price is good.
Yeah, but
There's a guy right in the parking
uh,
lot who'll put it in.
He'll put it in for you. Exactly.
yeah, go for it, man. I can make, for what somebody probably install one of those, I can make 3 times more money. Selling my own product.
That's right.
Okay.
Money, more money, more money.
Yeah.
So my own product.
Got my own.
Moan.
My own.
He's the quarterback for the Chiefs. Moan.
Yeah, I hate the Home Depot brands. I'm sorry. I'm so against them.
No love for the Home Depot, huh?
No, not at all.
I hear you.
No big box.
I have a customer. Yeah, she bought one from there. She paid like $180 for this. It's a nice
Hmm.
3/8, but it doesn't fit her opening. I go, what do you expect? I mean, sorry. I mean, she had to take it back. Now I got to go put one in for her. What am I?
Well, let me ask you this though. You ever go to Home Depot?
I go there
I mean,
sometimes.
sometimes,
I prefer
sometimes
Lowe's.
you
I
got to,
prefer
right?
Lowe's.
Like you need a piece of hardware or something.
Yeah.
Some screws
Yeah.
or whatever. So, like when you're there, do people come up and ask you where stuff is?
I go, no, I'm not that kind of Mexican. Sorry, buddy.
Wow.
Really like,
No, I mean, do people
I'm
come
not
up
that
to
Mexican.
you
Go the next
when
one.
you're standing there at Home Depot? Do people
You
come
start
up to you
carpet?
like
Nope.
think that you work there, even though
No.
you're not like wearing anything orange? Because that happens to me all the time. It's like, no, man, look for somebody wearing orange stuff.
Maybe
I mean, you're wearing a freaking yellow shirt. Come on now. Green, not
Chris,
orange.
they're asking you, Chris, because you look somewhat intelligent.
They figure I know where it's at. Sometimes I do.
Right.
It's like, you ever go there and ask them for something? They're like, no, we don't have that. So you go look anyway and you find it.
Yeah.
And then you go back to the employee and you take them by the hand over to the aisle
Yeah.
where it's at. Say, hey, next guy who asked you for this is where it's at.
If I need to know where something's at Home Depot, I'll just go on the app and it tells me exactly where everything's at. I don't even ask anybody.
You
It
cheat.
tells me what aisle and what bay. I'm like, all right, there you go. There it is.
Is that cheating or is that just being resourceful and smart?
No, that's just
Let's bring-
I'm
let's
just
bring
being
smart
Going to
now.
Home
being a
Depot too
smart
much that you have an
ass.
app on your phone.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
Andrew, you buying shower doors at Home Depot to put in?
Never, Billy. I'll never do that. I'm too
How
proud.
dare
I
you?
can't do it. I can't. How dare you ask me that question?
I don't know.
I go over there and rescue people. I'll go and give my car. Hey, don't buy that junk. Here's mine. Give me a call.
Coach it.
I'm gonna give me a shirt that says the shower door rescuer. Don't buy it from Home Depot.
There you go.
yeah. So to get to our
Friends
shop, we
don't
go
let
through the
me
whole
Yeah.
parking lot.
My hero.
Maybe I'll have a cape. Maybe I'll have a cape too.
Yeah, when we come back to the shop, we go through the Home Depot parking lot and it leads around back. So I advertise every time I go through there.
I'll tell you what, Home Depot does have good deals on tools sometimes. So I'll go in the app and it'll tell me, oh shoot, I'll go in there and I'll snag something. That's what a long time I go by. Is that?
Can't snag it now, they're all locked up.
Yeah. Well, the good stuff's in the front anyways, where the cashiers are at.
They do that in California, Tim? They lock it up now?
Oh, it's all
dude,
locked
everything's
up.
locked up.
Because I thought California's land of the free where they just let people walk in, take stuff, walk out, don't do anything.
Free.
Yeah, no, that's their solution.
Yeah.
Everything is all caged up now.
Is that what it is? So now that there's no interaction, like you can't harass anybody, just they can't get to it. So
If you want to get a roll of Romex, you got to go get somebody to open it up because they lock
yeah,
it up. And,
but Lululemon won't do that. A lot
huh?
of the clothing stores don't do that, right? You can just go in and take Nike sneakers and just walk right out.
Yeah.
Up to
Really?
$1,000 worth, I think.
Yeah,
Is
and
that
it's
in
crazy.
Florida?
There's no sense of urgency either. We were at Kohl's like a couple weeks ago, and we're checking out, and then all of a sudden our cashier she just walks off real quick. I'm like, what's going on? And this guy had like a handful of Levi's and some shirts and a jacket or whatever, and he like casually walked out and like even waited at the curb to for cars to pass so he can get to his car. Like didn't try and run or anything. Like they just don't care anymore.
It's decriminalized. They've decriminalized theft.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, who am I to judge, right?
Yep. They don't walk out of my shop with glass. Ain't happening.
No. You're probably packing heat over there, huh?
Probably more than half of the guys in the shop. Yep.
That's right. That's right.
And I don't frown upon it either.
No.
No.
Encourage it. That's good stuff.
So we started off with, Adrian saying the comment all the time about, looks like Home Depot. Speaking of comments repeated all the time, could we all make a deal that when someone puts up a post and says, how would you solve this problem, that we could stop saying, walk away, run away, tell them,
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
It's not
know,
worth
But
the typing.
sometimes it's better to walk away, because once you put your hands on a product and you install it, it's your problem now from that point on. It's like I won't touch somebody else's install unless they're willing to, pay me to take it apart and put something else in there. But I mean, I don't know what else solution to do. I mean, I don't want to adopt a problem.
Well, I work with a lot of contractors and I get their repeat business. And if they have a problem that they need to have solved, my answer is not go find another glass shop.
Well, that's different. I mean, that's different. But if you have some guy from the street, hey, that's different. I mean, that's different. But yeah, contractors, yeah, no, I kiss my contractor's ass. So that's yeah, I jump and go for them. I don't care. Right now I'm bidding out a big old house with a bunch of showers in there. They sent that this afternoon. I'm already about to send it off the quote to them. I mean, I'm just ready to go for them. So yeah, I'll jump through hoops for them, but not for like anybody. Some of them I'll just tail light special.
I see what you mean, Shannon. No, I understand. There are some guys legitimately looking for help and they just don't have a clue. But to Adrian's point, though, I mean, if they're asking you to fix a Home Depot door that's a piece of crap, you don't want to touch it. And I wouldn't refuse. Now, if it's a builder that got in that jam, okay, yeah, you make those exceptions.
Yeah.
So, I mean, to your point, you both got extremely good, valid points.
Yeah.
And you have to take it for what it's worth. But most of these guys are showing drawings that the tile guy or the contractor built the wall in such weird angles, and it's absolutely ridiculous.
Mhm.
And they're looking for situations. And I think this group would be a good one to try and help them solve that problem. I wouldn't walk away from.
Yeah, people normally do come around to it,
They do. They do.
But you're right. I mean, you have to pick your battles, right? I mean, there are
Yeah.
definitely some that you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
Yeah. Yeah.
But there's a lot of good guys in the group who will come along and very helpful to people who have questions.
There are.
And then you got some smart asses.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We got a little bit of everything here.
I'm pretty sure he was looking at you, Adrian.
That's all right. I get that a lot around here anyways too. So
He's got big shoulders. He can take it.
Yep.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, he's like the original whipping boy.
Shoot, you guys should see it. Yeah, back in the day, that's how it was. Shoot. In the beginning, yeah, I had my old sensei, man. He's an old school guy, man. He didn't hide nothing. He didn't hold nothing back, man. If I did something that he didn't like, shoot, I had to just sit there and take it.
I'm looking at the one Christina just put in the chat. Yeah, that's a brilliant one. Is that a homeowner job?
I'm not sure. I was at the conference today, but one of our guys sent it into the group chat and just laughing. How dumb can you be? Was the comment. We've encountered this before, and we usually request that the tile guy add tile. But I just we've done some questionable special things as well to work with the situation if we need to, but we don't want to put somebody in a bind or have a problem down the road later. So what do you guys do when you encounter this? I am sure we are not the first people who have seen this.
I mean, there's like
Yikes.
3 things. First of all, it looks.
Accidentally put the curb outside the shower.
Yeah.
So that's a job. That's a job you just walk away. Like, oh, sorry.
Nothing you do about it.
Yeah.
You put the door. No, put a sliding door inside. Forget about the curb that's even there. Use the shower floor as your curb.
Yep.
Yeah.
And put a sliding door inside.
Pretend there is no curb.
You look at that Schluter on the inside, that's going to trap water. You've got a dam there. Any water that goes down the glass is going to sit on that curb. And just from that picture, it almost looks like the curb's pitched out anyhow.
Right,
Yeah.
that's true.
You're not gonna put no slider in.
I had one just like that a couple of months ago, and I was in with the customer, and I explained like, hey, there's nothing I can do with this. There needs to be tile. And so she called the contractor, and the contractor was very adamant, like, no, it can be done. Just put it on there. You've got tile on the bottom. I'm like, yeah, well, what about all the drywall when the water hits it? He's like, and light bulb, oh, well, yeah, I guess I can see what you're saying. And, and then it just kind of backed up. But I'm like, yeah, dude, think about it.
I just can't believe a tile guy would leave it like that. A legitimate tile guy. That's why I was wondering if it was a homeowner job where they did it themselves.
Yeah.
And
Homeowner special.
I'm sure it was. I'm so sure that it was. Yeah, we see it. But we see it. We see it all the time, weirdly enough. And it's a wasted trip almost because somebody's gonna install something on that for these people.
A
But
curtain.
we're not. It won't be us,
Yeah.
It seems like it would be hard to tile a shower room.
Yeah, no kidding.
Right?
No kidding. Yeah.
They're gonna
But
have water
How
issues.
many thresholds do you do that have individual tiles instead of a one-piece solid surface threshold?
Pretty regularly. It's about half and half.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They
Atlanta's
put like a piece of granite on. I like when they do that.
Yeah.
And it's
Put a
so
piece
much
of-
easier.
Of course, and you can level it and pitch it much easier than individual. But I can't see them using a Schluter on the inside of that corner there. I mean, that's just a dam, so the water can't even get back into the shower.
At least that one has a spot where you could pretty easily add a row of tile. I've had that situation where
Sure.
that was a wall. So like the wall ended and then they would put so like we would have to somehow like make the glass turn a corner or something. It's
You didn't buy one of those machines, like a glass bending
the
corner
glass
thing?
bending, yeah,
Yeah.
put
Those
the
are
90-degree bend in it.
Right.
Yeah.
Tricky
Nice.
measurements, but you can do it.
Those glass benders are expensive though, man.
They are, and you don't
They
use
take up
them
a
that
lot of
much.
space.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
It's not like you can just carry one around with you.
Yeah, you got to look for vertical ones.
I got one in the back of my truck. What are you talking about?
A pocket
About the
bender?
same aisle as a glass stretcher.
Yeah. I got one of them too.
You guys are gonna confuse all the new people like me.
I spent so much of my apprenticeship looking for these things.
They're expensive though.
So what is the smallest piece of glass you guys temper? Or your temper?
2.5 inches. 2.5 inches.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
It's just got to fit between the rollers in the quench in the oven.
Okay.
That's it, because the polisher can go down to 1 inch, but not tempering.
But then you got to worry about bowing and stuff too. If you go that,
Oh, yeah.
that smart.
Yeah.
And when you go tall, it's bad.
Yeah.
If you go 2.5, do you try to do thicker glass to reduce the risk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to talk people out of anything less than 6 inches, you know?
Of course,
Yeah,
and you
me
should,
too.
and you should. But there's
Yeah,
times
me
that
too.
you need little pieces for filler or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And you don't
Sometimes
really-
you can't avoid it.
Right. And you don't want to do icicles on a notch panel and leave a 2-inch piece. That's dangerous. Doing a notch panel, leaving only a 2-inch icicle left over.
Yeah. Yeah,
bad.
right? Yeah.
Those are bad.
We won't do less than 4, but that's really what Old Castle mandates. So
All
But
right.
I've seen guys do
You're-
4 and then they put a wall-to-wall glass, a glass-to-glass hinge off of it. I said, oh my
Ooh.
God. So
Oh,
the
wow.
notch, is what, 1.13 inches into that 4 inches.
So then that's a good question. What's the narrowest piece you'll do with a glass to glass hinge?
We
12
don't use
inches.
glass to glass.
I won't.
Only pivots. We don't do glass to glass.
5.5.
That's what I said to that comment on the guy today. He was talking about glass to glass. He's got a hotel job or something. He keeps going back. Just deal with the architect and show him pivots. Stop that problem from happening.
Words of wisdom.
Stop it. You're just wasting your time going back. I saw Mike in Massachusetts, said, take that out, use the clear gaskets, block it up, which is all good suggestions. But
That's what I do.
why
what I do.
why do they architects still use them? I don't know. There's really no good reason to use them.
Bill, can I ask you this? I think you have a point, obviously, and you've been very successful doing what you're doing with pivot hinges. That being said, though, we're still really worried about, waterproofing and all that, and Schluter systems, and a lot of waterproofing and tile systems won't allow you to drill into the curb. It will void the warranty. And in some cases, they have some kind of product that they sell. I think Schluter has a product. Do you use that product when you drill into the curb?
Yeah, and Greg had a whole thing on it one day because he went to the Schluter. Yeah, he went to the Schluter thing. I don't know the name of the product, but when Greg mentioned it, we looked into it. Yes, we've been starting to do that.
It's
Yeah,
Purdy
it's
Fix.
Purdy Fix.
Pretty
Pretty
thick.
fix.
It's
That's it.
expensive.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it'll last
Purdy
a
Fix.
while though.
Yeah, it does. It's like $30 a tube or $50 a tube.
I think I just bought my second tube. I think it was like $27 for the tube.
Yeah,
I got it off Amazon.
but it does last a long time as long as you just use it for just the holes.
Yeah.
Do you use it only for Schluter systems, or do you use it on any shower with a bottom drill?
You don't know whether it's a Schluter or not, right? Because it's all covered.
Yeah.
So you just use it regardless.
We use it on the bottom for every hole that we
Yeah.
drill through, all the way through. We started doing what I think what Brad said you guys started doing was using shorter screws on some of the bottom clips where I don't need, much support. Like if I'm hinging off that panel, I'll go a little deeper. But on a piece that I'm not hinging off of and it's not really supporting anything, I've been using shorter screws. So I'm just going into the tile or the marble.
Nice. So is that you said Curdy Fix?
Curdy Fix, KERDI.
Is that like an epoxy, or is it more like a Loctite, or more like a silicone? Like what kind of solution is that most like?
It's almost kind of it's almost got a texture of like a urethane.
Yep, that's what I would say.
Yeah, it's a real thick caulk.
It's pretty thick, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
How long does it take to set up?
That's a good question.
long.
That I don't know.
It gets.
I don't
tacky
think
pretty
very
quick.
long. Yeah, it skins up. It doesn't even skin up. Yeah, it gets like tacky. Yeah. It's a
And
thicker consistency.
What color is it?
It's like a gray, like a dark gray.
Interesting. We might grab some of that and try it. We use we've done different things, and I'm sure somebody in here will have an opinion and yell at us, but
Yep.
we've done silicone, we've done epoxy, we've done all kinds of things to waterproof bottom drill, and we generally just try to avoid it together. But Bill, we've thought about pivot hinges and moving towards them because we've been having a lot of problems, but it's more often than not, it's not the hinge, it's house movement in Atlanta. And obviously this happens in a lot of places, but it was 30 degrees last Thursday and it was 70 degrees on Tuesday. So we have insane temperature swings, and that there is a huge correlation between door adjustment calls for our doors and our competitors' doors. I mean, we adjust doors that aren't ours all the time now. We're doing service work for other people just because customers can't get companies to call them back. If people can't get the service or the help, and
Whether you're using wall hinges or pivots, if the wall's moving, doesn't really matter what you're using. The wall's moving, whatever you're anchoring it to, right? But
That's right.
the particular complaint that guy had was the glass slipping out of the hinges, the pulling. That's where the pivots rise and shine, and that's 90% of the problems.
Hmm.
Yes, Christina, you're right. When I was in Massachusetts, we had the same thing. The walls shifted in the heating season and cooling season. And if you're not using gaskets or leave a big enough space between the wall and the panel, the glass hits.
Mhm.
But and we don't use gaskets there, so our glass tolerance is a 16th of an inch between the door and the panel. So a movement is going to cause that problem.
Do you have a lot of house movement in Florida? I would think so,
Not,
but I don't.
not much, not much. No.
Okay.
Walls are mostly metal studs, mostly.
Huh.
So even that's not moving like the wood does. The wood contracts.
Hmm.
So we don't have it that much. We have it though. Don't get me wrong. It happens, but it's not as bad as it was up north.
Another thing
Speaking on
that's occurring.
this pivot.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Oh,
You-
no, I was just speaking on those pivot hinges. I've noticed you guys are using the pivot hinges that mount to the wall. On those, on the mounting brackets, what is it? Just two screws because I was trying to look at the picture and it looks like it's just two screws that go, on those pivots. Is that correct? Or
Yeah. Just two.
Yep.
And whether it's ours or C.R. Lawrence or FHC's, it's the same thing, just two screws.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the top of the bracket is like we call it a pork chop.
Mhm.
So the hinge itself goes into the bracket vertically, going up, and you screw in, and then that horseshoe or the pork chop shape has the two holes where then you can go into the wall. And
Gotcha.
ours is universal, so you can swap it and make it a left hinge or a right hinge, where some of the other ones you have to specifically order a left or a right hinge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, CRLs are like that. I think FHC, theirs are reversible. But what I was gonna say a minute ago is like when Christina was talking about, well, they don't like to drill into the floor. Well, one cool thing about the pivots are that you can use a wall mount pivot at the bottom
Mm-hmm.
and not drill into the floor. You can drill into the wall. Or you can use, if it's a glass to glass situation, you can use the glass to glass pivot at the bottom too, if you fab the glass right. So again, I mean, you can get away from drilling into the floor when you're using those that way.
Yes, but then you have to secure that panel into the floor somehow.
Yeah, right, exactly. I mean, if
Right.
yeah, there's always that.
Yeah. I tell you, we've done, I don't know how many thousands of doors. I don't have that problem. Never have I had Schluter say you voided the warranty. Never have we had a leak where you're drilling down. As long as you put the caulking in there. Just think about it. Even if you put zero caulk in there, you're putting an anchor and a screw, and that screw is so tight there, I could be pouring a bucket of water and I'll bet you're not going to get a drop down through.
Yeah.
But then if you just add the caulking, it's just not it. It's
Well,
not a
when
problem.
when I do my holes like on a clamp, I fill it with silicone,
Yep.
and then I put a big old dab of silicone on top of the hole. Then I set my clamp on top, put my screw in. On top of that, I put more silicone. And then when I put my glass in, I fill the whole cutout with silicone. So there's no way, no water's gonna get through my hole at all. It is protected. It's
Right.
We
so
do
I don't
the
know
same.
how it's gonna come.
We do the
Love
same.
it. Love it.
There's no
We-
way.
We've
I
never
agree.
we've never had anybody call us back, but it's the concern of, gosh, like when my dad retires, if I get a call in 10 years and somebody says my insurance company said that you drilled into my curb and it's a slow damage situation, slow leak, whatever, and it's your fault. I don't want that call, and I just want to cover butt, because when Dad is retired, I don't know how to handle this crap. I don't.
Christina, that's not going to isolate you from the problem, because you can install a slider with a little hole in your side jambs and they're going to give you the same thing.
Yeah.
Water got in the side hole and got in the wall, and it's your fault. Same thing if you got 4 holes in your side wall that the water's spraying there and got inside the wall. It's gonna be the same argument.
Has anybody dealt with a call like that from an insurance company or a homeowner?
No,
I
I've
have.
gotten,
Plenty.
I've gotten calls, but it wasn't because of that. It was because of poor tiling. And
That's
it
what
got
it
in
is
there.
every time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Every-
shower door is the
every
first guy
time.
that they're gonna blame
right,
Mhm.
because you're
Right.
like you're the last one in there. So it's gotta
Yeah.
be your fault.
Right.
exactly.
Yeah,
Well-
as soon as they contact us, I say, don't do anything, don't take anything apart until we're there. We go on site, because normally they call too and they say, we need you to remove the glass because your glass has, caused a leak. We need you to remove it. We need to fix stuff and you're gonna put it back. Okay, when I'm there to remove it, then start digging in. We want to be there. We want to see it. They open it up and everybody goes, oh gosh, I guess it wasn't the glass every time.
Mm.
Yep.
But I guess I'm ignorant, but how? How do they see that? Like, what are they seeing that proves that?
You can see where the water is its entry point, what the damage caused and where it's located. And it's obviously not the glass.
Yeah.
The glass isn't, that's the last thing it could possibly do is the glass. So now they're looking at the mounting of it or where it is. And generally, Christina, it's at the intersection of the horizontal to the vertical, that crease right there, that
Where they-
intersection.
In
is
the
generally,
tile, right?
Like,
100%, 100%.
Yeah. And you can see if you take it apart, most damage is going to be where it infiltrated, right?
right.
And then the damage is going to get less and less as the water creeps in.
Yeah.
But you can, like Bill said, you can see it's obvious once you take it apart where it got in.
And lots of times, Christina, we've gone it and you go behind the wall, like in a closet, cut out the sheetrock, put a flashlight through it, and you can see right where it penetrates. You can take a bucket of water, pour on the other side, you can all start to see the moisture leak through.
Mm.
Generally put a dry paper towel against it and it sucks it up like a sponge where it's wet. You only have to do it 1 or 2 times, Christina. Don't worry about it. Let Dad retire.
don't leave me.
One or 2 times and you'll know how to handle it like a pro.
People are so mean. That's okay. It's all good. Thank you guys.
They're gonna be meaner if they think that you can't handle it, that you're just gonna cave in and say, oh yeah, it's all our fault. You
Oh
show
no,
them-
I can fake it till I make it and I can put on a nice show, but I'll probably still go home and cry. People are ruthless, man. But it's been good. We have really lovely customers, and I hate to say people are ruthless. We all have those people, but 9 times out of 10, actually 99 out of 100 are wonderful. So
Yeah,
all
you're
good.
right.
Yeah. Well, thanks for arming me with that information. But I just was interested in that Curdy fix.
Curdy fix.
Yeah. Christina, on the bright side, you're a concerned business owner, which is a positive. One of the reasons you're in a professional group. At least you're concerned about it. That's good. Instead of telling them to go pound sand. So good for you.
Well, thank you.
No, I had a lady once, we put an SC shower in on a manufactured curb and it was leaking, in the corner. And I told her it's coming through that, just like we were talking about, that seam. Well, she kicked me out of the house after that. And then 3 years later, I go back to this house and knock on the door and guess who answers? Her. A different house. And she actually, and she said, oh, you were right.
Yeah. I mean, has anybody here ever gone back and it was your fault for a leak? Yeah, I've never met a shower door.
Me neither.
I mean, it's like you can like Bill was saying, I mean, they want you to just cave in and be like, oh yeah, just they want the easiest scapegoat.
Or use your insurance company.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, because they don't have insurance.
We did have a lady claim that our guys put their tools on her tub deck where the tub faucet was, and that they wiggled it loose or something, and that caused a leak in her garage the next day. But what she didn't know is her plumber is also a very good friend of my dad, and he had told her like a month prior that her plumbing was shot and that she really needed to get new plumbing around the tub. And so she was taking us for a ride, and as soon as we figured that out, it was like, come on. And of course our guys are wonderful and lovely, and they have their flaws, but they don't put their tools on tub decks. They know better than that, and they would never do that. And so anyway, the end.
You know, a lot of guys are putting GoPros in bathrooms while they're doing the installation, just in case things like that happen. Right? You can put it on a time lapse. It does a couple of things. You can use them for training for yourselves, but also you can back it up when the customer said, "Oh, I heard him drop his tool. He damaged the tub." You can look at it and say, "Never even close to the tub."
Yeah, we try to request that videos, a correct request. You can't always get it from the guys, but we do try to make it a process to take the before pictures on measurement, before pictures when the guys arrive, attach it to the sheets that they provide. That way there's some context, because sometimes we've been able to go to bat for our guys, which is what we always want to do. But we try to tell them, like, we're not doing this to add steps to your process. We're doing this because we want to go to bat for you. We want to defend you. And when you take these steps, and someone calls and says you scratched this or did that, we can reference your before picture and see your tools were on the floor in the bucket where you put them over the blanket versus on top of the countertop that they said you scratched and they want us to fix. So these small steps help us defend you and go to bat for you instead of having to position ourselves with the customer in a way where we don't want to call them liars, but we want to get to the bottom of it together. So that does help. Adding that in your process is awesome. The GoPro is the best. The best thing you can do is record it all. It's just not always so easy from the customer or the guy's perspectives.
We have a story about that. We had our guys take before and after photos and all of that. And we had a contractor tell us that we damaged the tile and that the guys installed the glass, on damaged tile. And our guys were so adamant. They were like, it was damaged when we got there. We showed the contractor and the homeowner, and we recommended they replace the tile, and they wanted us to install the glass, and they took pictures of everything. And the measurer took pictures of the cracked tile too. So we had all of it. And that contractor is like, he just put his tail between his legs and was like, oh, okay. He couldn't say anything about it. We caught him red-handed lying to us. It was just like, dude, new contractor too. He's trying to get out of paying the balance.
There you go.
Yep. That will happen.
But guess who won't call us again too? That contractor. But guess whose business we don't want? That contractor. So.
So back to Adrian. Walk away.
Walk away. Don't even feel bad. Sometimes, Christina, you got to be the mean one. Sometimes. You don't want to, you have to. I had a Karen today, guys, so I'm like kind of on the edge a little bit. So I'm kind of like iffy right now. Yeah. But at the end of the day, she was happy.
There you go.
We just have to ask ourselves, what would Adrian do?
I like that. No, what would Nitwit Glass do? Let's go back to Nitwit Glass.
Yeah.
Be the mean one. Be the mean one. Be preemptively mean. Be mean to them before they can be mean to you.
I don't do it on purpose. I'm not mean to my customers. I'm very nice to them. It's just some of them, I'm not gonna.
It's just a gift.
I'm very nice to them. It's just something some customers they want. They think they go buy a shower door at Home Depot. They think they're professionals, and they think, okay, And especially when they tell me it's the same thing. Oh my God, that will trigger me like in a heartbeat. Oh, it's the same thing. Oh no, it's not. No, it is not. So
that's when you say, sounds great. I wish you the best of luck.
I do price it out, but I price it out really high where they won't ask me to do it. Yeah, I'll do it. I'll price it really high. I'll get one of my guys that work here on the weekends. You want to go do it? I just want half the money.
It's like the barber,
A commission.
you know, barber who's had this spot for years, and then one day, you know, barber moves in next door to him and puts up a sign, you know, $5 haircuts. You know, so the barber watches this for a while and he decides to put up his own sign. Puts up a sign that says, "We fix $5 haircuts."
That's brilliant. Love it.
There you go. Get what you pay for sometimes, if that.
So are you saying Adrian should put up a sign, we fix Home Depot shower doors?
We fix Home Depot shower doors.
Can we all do that? Can we all do that? That sounds so great. We fix.
No, we replace all Home Depot shower doors.
Yeah. We have a return policy for Home Depot shower doors.
We
walk-
rescue.
We walk
rescue.
away.
We got
from-
a big dumpster in the back. They go ahead and toss them if they want.
Yeah, it's orange.
Someone in this group has an incredible post or blog on their website that is like the pros and cons of using a big box shower door that I've referenced quite a few times. So you're welcome for the hits on your website with my customers, and it's helped me sell some doors. So thank you. I can't remember who it is. I'll maybe link it in later.
Awesome. Yeah, post it. Post it to
If
the
you
group.
find it, repost it. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be all right.
That'd be great.
All right, everybody, that's a wrap.
Wrap.
See you
Another
next
good week.
Wednesday.
See you guys. Have a good one.